Hey guys, it's Elise here. I'm driving to work and it just occurred to me, a lot of my friends on Facebook, a lot of my actual friends, Stella and Dot sisters, people I've worked with, mommy friends, you name it, we've all had these random discussions. And I just felt like since I had about a good hour of driving that maybe I could just share some thoughts. So I thank you for being interested enough to watch, but it's just, we're in such a society now where women are really made out to be so terrible, and truly, some of us are. Nobody's perfect, but, there's always that debate, working moms against stay-at-home moms, married moms, single moms, and honestly, I've played every part. I was married, then divorced. I was a single mom, and then I'm remarried. I've been a stay-at-home mom. I think the last time I stayed home was with Portia. It was almost 5 years that I stayed home. And yes, I did Stella and Dot, but truly, I was not working in corporate America. So I've seen that side. And now I'm a full-fledged working mom. For those of you that follow me, you know that I took on a job that literally has me traveling and doing all the crazy things that I didn't know that I would get to do, honestly. So I've really seen all sides of it, and I'm also on those debates with those that choose to breastfeed their kids and those that use formula. I mean, literally there is always a fight. There is always an argument. There's always something crazy going on with moms. You don't hear so much about dads or men, but it's all about these women having issues about the other side or lack of issues or whatever it is. There's always some kind of weirdo debate. And I'm just thinking about this and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I've literally been on every single side. And guess what? It doesn't matter what side you're on. It doesn't matter what people say, what the news says, because they're going to instigate. They're going to start a fight. They're going to cause some controversy because it's what people tune into. It's what people talk about. It's what is catching your attention, and we are falling for it. We are literally falling for it. We're getting into these weird debates on Facebook, on TV, in person. I mean, I've seen friendships break up over issues that are just so not important, and they are important, but not to the scale that you're losing friendships over them. I mean, that TV series, did you guys remember seeing it? I don't even know if it's still on TV because I don't even have time to watch TV. That TV series it was called The Slap, all about because somebody else reprimanded someone else's child, and next thing you know, it turned into a lawsuit, and next thing you know, it was ripping friendships and families apart. And the thing that's comical is that everyone's like, oh my God, there's a TV show about something like this, but yet, you know what? That probably really does happen. It's we have to, as a society, stop being so concerned with what other people do on their own time, in their own way. I mean, truly, if it's really highly, I don't even know what's the right parameter, but if it's highly abusive in the way that, it's something bad is going on with children, they're being abused mentally, physically, verbally, sexually, that kind of thing, of course, then, but even then, it's mind your own business. Certain things you shouldn't. Yes, I understand. Certain things are alarming and certain things are totally not acceptable. That's one thing. But if you choose to potty train your child at 2 or 5, if you choose to breastfeed until your child is 8, which quite frankly I don't agree with, but guess what? It doesn't affect me. It's not my boob. Why do I care? I mean, let the people do what they want to do. And if you happen to be in the presence of someone doing something you don't like, walk away. But I don't feel that it's appropriate for us to, literally flag the restaurant manager and be like, you know what, I don't feel comfortable with her breastfeeding her child. If she's covered up, and even if she's not, technically the baby covers the boob. You don't see it. It's we go to the beach every summer and people are in half-naked bikinis and we don't say anything about that. But yet we're going to say something about somebody's boob out, and they're actually breastfeeding. They're nursing their child. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that serious. And, I have friends that are formula fed and I have friends that breastfed. I personally breastfed both of my daughters for almost a year, both of them, because I just wanted to. I don't feel like I'm doing anything better than my friends that are not breastfeeding. I mean, come on, it's not that serious. And I just don't know why we women can't collaborate and build each other up instead of feeding into this media frenzy of tearing each other apart and being so easily offended and taking things personal that are not really directed towards you unless you make it about you. I mean, do you understand that I'm Asian, Vietnamese American specifically, and that there are always jokes about Asians since the beginning of time, and the different jokes like how all the Koreans own dry cleaners businesses and how all the Vietnamese people have nail salons and drive Lexuses, and they're like typecasted or stereotyped or whatever it is. It's kind of funny because you know what? Technically, there is a lot of it. So who cares? If you don't fit the profile, and if you do, why are you taking it so seriously? It's just a general statement, and you know who you are. You should be secure and confident in yourself and not take it so literally. Like, truly, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I've had many jokes about me because, you know, my husband, Greg, is Italian-American, you know, whatever you want to call it. He's like a mixed mutt, you know, of different things, as we all are. I highly doubt any of us are purebreds, okay? But you know, they're like, oh, he got a mail order bride, or, you know, he's with an Asian girl because he wants her to be a geisha, or I've had shit said to me, and you know, I really don't care because I know who I am, so why do I let it bother me? Seriously, we're taking things too seriously into a whole nother level. And then that whole thing about working moms versus stay-at-home moms, sometimes it's not by choice. Sometimes financially it's just what is necessary. And I don't look down on any stay-at-home mom. She's just doing what she has to do, because I was there too. I was there for a good 5 years almost. So I felt that side. I feel the pain of being a stay-at-home mom and the misconceptions about what we do or not do with our day, and not feeling like we're important because we don't get paid, and you know, we're not part of corporate America attributing and contributing to the income the way working moms are. But then on the flip side, as a working mom, now that I've been doing this like almost, well, wow, it's like 8 or 9 months now, then there's that thing where you're missing out on all the things with your kids, and you're getting home so late that you barely have an hour to spend with them, and then, you know, you're not as active or as present. It's like, but you can't be in two places. The reality is you can't be in two places, and you're just trying to do what you're trying to do. You know, like, I will say that I have an opinion about those that are very wealthy and well off, high income, that have so much money they don't even know what to do with it, and that they have the luxury of being able to pay for their time, if you will, because they can. And when they have that luxury, they still choose not to be present with their kids. That's a whole nother story. That's something that I could go on for days about, because they are lucky that they could pay someone else to do work so that they could spend more time with their family, and they don't take part in their active family lifestyle when they have the luxury of being able to do so. That bothers me. But overall, I'm like, who cares? Who freaking cares? Who freaking cares if you have 2 kids, 10 kids? Who freaking cares, you know, where you are on what side of the fence? Because at the end of the day, we need to embrace each other, love each other, hold each other, build each other up, and say, you know what, girl, you do a good job. You're a good mom. You're a good wife. You're a good sister. You're a good friend. You're a good, you know, domestic goddess. That's what I always say, because I do so much stuff at home sometimes too, and I'm like, those are my domestic goddess duties. You know, because you know what, it's not glamorous, but at the same time, I take pride when I have a really clean toilet. Don't you? And I love it when I can see my reflection in my stainless steel sink. Do I get to do that all the time? Absolutely not. And I will have to give kudos to my husband. He is taking on a lot and has done a lot since I've taken on my new role in this job. But quite frankly, we needed this. I needed this income. I needed to get back into the human race of corporate America, which I didn't think I would ever go back to corporate America. But I enjoy what I do. I love what I do. I love the people that I meet. I love my counterparts, my sister account executives, and my boss, and like the company I'm working for. Everything about it is amazing. And I truly am fully engaged. And I think I needed to reconnect with this side of my life, just so that my husband could connect with the personal side of our life, because he was the one that was working and kind of removed. And I think he does appreciate that he's been able to have a little bit more intimate time with our kids, and he sees the things that I attempted to do when I was home, and I think he can appreciate some of it. And it was like a little bit of a wake-up call and a reality call for both of us. And quite frankly, we needed this income. So, it worked out. But I just felt the need to address the big elephant in the room of this conversation, because I just felt like it's so not fair that we're not just building each other up every day. It's so frustrating that we're so great at being negative and tearing each other apart. And Facebook, I really do love Facebook to share, all my excitement of my business, and to, post pictures of my kids, and just to stay connected to friends and family that I haven't seen in years. It's just kind of like I creep and lurk on their Facebook pages just to see what they're up to, what they're doing. But at the same time, I can see the negativity that's, people venting and being negative. It's not good. And believe me, I've had those moments where I've said maybe too much on Facebook just because I was caught up in the moment. But it's definitely not something that I try to do on a regular basis, or I even want to do at all occasionally, because it just breeds more negativity, and I don't think that's healthy for any of us. So I try to share empowering messages and positive posts and excitement, and just because I know that's better for me, and I hope that it's better for someone else that happens to be reading what I'm saying or happens to be paying attention, just like this video. But, and then there's some of us that live a different life on Facebook that's not really the actual life we're living. And for whatever reason you're doing that, it's insecurity, it's attention seeking, it's whatever it is, by whatever it is. I always say, don't post something if you don't want a response, because you're going to get one. And if you really don't want one, preempt that message first, or just don't do it. Just don't do it, because you can't get mad at people for responding when you're saying what you're saying. You're welcoming an opinion to happen, and it may not be an opinion that you like, but it is what it is, isn't it? And so I've learned a lot about my friends on Facebook, and I've lost friendships because of things on Facebook, and I've gained friends because of things on Facebook. So social media is a very odd situation. It can be good, it can be bad. But I just wanted to let you all know, men and women alike, we appreciate the job you do, whatever job it is that you do. I appreciate you, and I wanted to let you know that I was thinking of you today. Thinking of my girlfriends, my friends, everybody. I just want to wish you a fabulous day, and I want you to know you do a good job. You do a good job. So pat yourself on your back. Have a nice cocktail, have a guilty pleasure dessert if you want to. Treat yourself today, enjoy the day, enjoy your time, enjoy your family, enjoy what you do. And guess what? Who cares what anybody else says? Just do it. Just do it. Live your life and be happy. And as long as you know that you are doing things with consideration and respect for all, you can't go wrong. All right, guys, have a great one.